Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Overnight, the Australian dollar continues to lose momentum and now rolling into the 12th day, the market is still remaining focused on this level of 67.40-45, even though the fact is that we have a bullish signal from MACD. I am keeping a close watch on the ADX though, because if this trend starts to strengthen, then we will see a break of 67.40 and look down towards the level of 66.20-45. It is getting a little bit concerning that the bounce hasn't, or market hasn't staged any rebound, and it still remains parked above this level of 67.40-45. However, things are likely to start getting heated up very soon when we do have the up and coming speech from Fed Jerome Powell at the annual Jackson Hole Economic Policy Symposium. It is expected that Powell will give a speech and maybe give us some clues on whether or not the central bank is thinking of cutting rates in September of 25 basis points. However, Philadelphia Fed President Patrick Harker said on Thursday that while he was along with the central bank's rate cut in July, he doesn't see the case for one in September. Along with that, Robert Kaplan of Dallas also said that he would rather prefer avoiding any cuts in September. There has been a few other Feds also commenting on this, but President Trump still is out on Twitter and pressuring the central bank to cut rates by at least 1%. But nevertheless, all eyes tonight around midnight and see what Fed Chairman Powell has to say. Any advances should find resistance around 68 to 68.45. Interesting to see that the market took a stab to the downside overnight for Euro and posted a long-legged doji, but finding support at 110.60. Market is a little bit indecisive in taking the challenge lower, but nevertheless, it is assessed that the ECB has signalled from its minutes last night that it plans to launch a bigger stimulus package next month. But more to the fact is, if we break the level of 110.20, then we could be looking down towards 108. So keep an eye on that. On the top side, resistance still seen around 111.45 to 90. Dollar yen not going anywhere in a hurry. Still remains bullish, but can't seem to break the level of 106.80-90. It is assessed that we could still see challenges upon this level, but it depends on how strong the bulls are, if they can break it. I feel unlikely to, and we could see a pullback to 105 in the short term. The pound surges overnight, as you can see, and strikes the level of 122.90, or more to the fact, the high was 122.72. Nevertheless, Boris Johnson has been given 1 month to break Brexit deadlock, and if so, and it does come out to be a hard landing, this level will hold very strongly, and I do expect to see the market drop back towards the region of 119, or maybe lower. A break of 122.90 does give further confidence to the upside and sees a target around 125. Well, the gold is still maintaining a relatively bearish bias, even though that it keeps flipping around the 1,500 handle. But still, the risk is to the downside at this stage. Now, I'm not a bear, so I don't really want to sell at these levels, but I want to buy the dip. And that either to be 1,488 or down to 1,474, where I've highlighted here. And from there, I do expect a rebound back to 1,520 to 35. Finishing off with oil, well, the dragonfly was clearly evident that it's given some indecisiveness to the bullish case as the market now drops slightly lower. If we go for the level of 54.40, then we could see further weakness, and that would see a target down towards the region of 51. But not to get too bearish and wait for the break, because otherwise a move through 56.60 to the top side could even give us a target of $60. So pretty much a bit of a challenge in the next 24 hours. But as I mentioned, do keep an eye out for tonight for the key event, that being Jerome Powell the Fed chairman, who will be speaking at the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, and it will no doubt see a bit of a roller coaster ride for all the markets. Well, that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and as always, look out for the Intraday Report, and I hope you enjoy the great start to the day and to this wonderful new weekend.